Right, here I am, yeah, on another bike from Orwell Motorcycles. Yeah, I had it for just over a week and had an absolute wonderful time on it. It is the Suzuki. It is, sorry, I was distracted by that car coming then. It is the Suzuki DE800. Absolutely marvellous. In yellow, easy to see, yeah. But what I'll do is, I'll do a walk round in a minute, but let's just have a quick rundown of it. It's about 84 brake horsepower, something like that, about 78 newton meters of torque. That comes in just at the right spot, the sweet spot, about 6 to 7,000 revs, but that torque seems to come real low down as well. Quick shifter, adjustable front forks, which Suzuki make nothing of. They don't even mention it in the spec. No. It's just absolutely marvellous when you're not in traffic, and when you are in traffic it's easy to balance. Seat height 855 millimeters, so it's a tall baby, so you'll need your platforms if you're short. Just get that visor down a little bit. Yeah, so let's have a little look at it. So here it is, Suzuki DE800. Absolutely marvellous. How Suzuki have made this, and I'll talk about that more when we get going. But if you just look at it, yellow, it's going to be seen, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. About 84 brake horsepower. I'll put all the specs in the description below in the video, because I can't remember them off the top of my head. It's about 78, 79 newton meters of torque, about 6,500 RPM, I think, is maximum. Those gold wheels just absolutely ping, I think. This is very dirty at the moment. I have cleaned it, and I'm actually taking it back today, but it's got dirty again. What else can I say? The seat, nice and padded, 855 millimeters. I'm 6'2". What do I look like on it? Let's have a look. So that's me. I'm dead comfy. I've only done about 250 miles on it, but I feel really comfortable on it. I feel like I could ride all day, and of course you probably could. A lot of people don't like the gold wheels, but it goes with the gold forks, I think, which are adjustable on the top here for tension. Suzuki don't really mention it in their specs, so they don't make anything bigger, the forks, but they really work well, I think. Off-road, I don't know, 230 kilos. It feels more than that moving it about in the garage, but when you're on the road on it, don't feel like anything. Handles really well. This screen is a bit small. I don't know a manufacturer that actually makes a screen as a serious screen. All it does is make more noise, I think, but it does keep the wet weather off in winter, so you can't say no more than that. Comes with this on, so you just have to put a mounting plate on if you want to put a box on. Obviously you can get all the luggage for it. Mrs. Thames sat on the back, loves it. I had the Vstrom 650. Mrs. Thames loved the Vstrom 650. She loves this. And again, I'll talk more about that when I get going on the road. Enough electronics to keep you happy. Switchable ABS and traction control, all sorts of settings you can switch there. Headlamps, as you know from my GSX-8R video, the headlamps at night time on that are appalling. On this, they're better, but again, I'll talk about that more when I get on the bike. Obviously, huge, great big exhaust. What can I say? That's about it. Adjustment here for the tension on the monoshock rear. That wonderful engine, which feels like a V. It really does. Foot pegs and everything, rubber inserts, just metal on the brake pad to give it that sort of off-road feel, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, let's get on it and we'll talk some more about it. Right, here we are on board the Suzuki DE800 Vstrom. Yeah, absolutely marvellous. Let me get the visor down a little bit because there is quite a bit of buffeting, so hopefully it won't interfere with the sound too much. Yeah, I had it from Orwell's. Like I say, had it just over a week. Done a few hundred miles on it. Where do I start? Well, let's start about the winter bike sort of thing. I mean, obviously all these bikes suitable all year round, don't get me wrong, but some bikes are better than others for winter. And so let's talk about what this has got that helps that. Well, one, it's got a bit of a screen, keeps some of the weather off. It causes a bit of buffeting. It will go up. You can probably get a bigger screen. In fact, I know you can get a bigger screen. I was talking to a chap last week about it who'd put one on. It comes with handguards. Handguards are there to protect you from branches and stuff like that if you go off-road, or are they there just to keep that rain and the cold off your hands? Well, that's how I like to think of them. I've got heated gloves. This doesn't have heated grips, but you can fit them, so no worries there. It's big and it's yellow and it can be seen at night because we have short days, don't we, and it's often gloomy, so you want to be seen. The headlamp is really bright, but it's only adequate, I would say, for seeing where you want to go. It's better than the GSX-8R, that's for certain, but it is only adequate. But you can also put auxiliaries on this, which is almost impossible to do on the GSX-8R without butchering the fairing. Yeah, so you can put spots on or fog lamps. It's the same engine. Like I say, about 84, 85 brake horsepower, something like that, and 78, 79 newton meters of torque. It's ample for real world, and in fact the way that the engine works and performs, it feels like a V-twin. I loved that V-twin engine of the 650, and they have done a marvellous job of making a parallel twin sound and feel like a V. Yeah, I don't know how they've done it, but they have, and when you ride it you'll know exactly what I mean. The quick shifter, absolutely wonderful. One of the best quick shifters on any bike, I would say. You might disagree. Certainly the ones I've ridden, it's worked flawlessly. Seating position, dead comfy for me at 6'2". 855 millimeters. It's tall. Yeah, I can't say no more than that, so you're a bit stuck. The mirrors work absolutely fine. As you can see, I've got big shoulders, but that's what I suffer with every bike. You could do with an extension maybe, I don't know. but they work just fine. 20 litre tank, plenty of fuel in there. In theory you should clear 200 miles, no trouble at all. I don't think I've achieved that. Today is windy and dry. Now, it was raining earlier on when I was when I was out on it, but that all adds to the fuel consumption. You get a headwind. I don't know if you can hear the wind or not, but it is pretty blowy today, and it is cold. It's about 3 degrees. Yeah. But I'm comfortable enough on it, and I feel like I could ride all day on it, which is also what you want to feel on a bike. The handling is pretty good, you know, for an adventure bike. Not moving that 230 kilos that it weighs, it feels heavier than that when you're stood still and you're pushing it about the garage. When you're moving, it's like a ballet dancer, isn't it? It has no trouble. As for overtaking and stuff, we're just about to enter, so I can't show you. If I get an opportunity, I will. But yeah, would I swap this for my GSX-8R? I don't think I would. I think I like my GSX-8R. I think it handles a little bit better than this, performance-wise. Obviously, you're a little bit lower. You've got that fairing. I think it feels a bit quicker, but that could just be the sporting feeling that it gives. Value for money. Well, this is 11 grand, £11,000. That's a lot of money. But I guess in adventure bikes it still makes it a couple of grand less than a Tiger 900. It makes it a couple of grand more than a Honda Hornet 1000. So, you know, unless you're looking for an adventure bike, I mean, and this is a class act, don't get me wrong, and Suzuki will be making this for a very long time, I reckon. Riding at slow speeds, dead easy, as you can see. I would say better, even though it's a much quicker, more powerful bike than the Versys 650. I would say this is much easier to ride at slower speeds. The torque, the way the engine performs is just easier. You don't have to work the gears or anything. And it's virtually sipping at the petrol right now. In fact, I noticed that my actual fuel consumption has gone up, not up as in I'm using more, but the range, the amount of miles I've got left. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll bring you back when I get closer to Orwell's. Yeah, right, almost back. Sad day. I've really enjoyed riding this. Absolutely cracking bike. Where shall I go? Going this way. Yeah, the brakes on it as well. I forgot to mention the brakes. Absolutely superb. Definitely keep you safe in the winter conditions. It's been absolutely wonderful, and Orwell, of course, are absolutely wonderful for letting me have it for a week. It's been absolutely marvellous. Let's just stop here. We'll have one last look at it, because it's going to be sad. Maybe I'll get it a bit longer another time. Ignition off. Let's get it turned round and have a look. Some cracking bikes here again today. There you go. Suzuki DE800 Vstrom, absolutely marvellous. Here at Orwell's, also marvellous. Yeah,